For the first time in recorded history, younger generations are scoring consistently lower on standardized intelligence metrics than their parents. This trend raises a difficult question. Is our biology failing, or are our measurement tools simply out of sync with the modern world? Data from a study of nearly 400,000 U.S. adults identified clear declines in reasoning abilities between 2006 and 2018. The most significant drops were found among younger participants. In early 2026, neuroscientists presented similar evidence to a U.S. Senate committee. Their findings suggest that Gen Z is now the only generation to score lower on core cognitive development tests than those who came before them. While the statistical decline is real, describing an entire generation as less intelligent ignores the complex ways the human brain adapts to its environment. Research from the Yale School of Medicine shows that self-reported cognitive disability nearly doubled in adults under 40 in the decade leading up to 2023. These respondents reported serious, persistent difficulty with concentrating, remembering facts, and making daily decisions. The data highlights a sharp socioeconomic divide, with the most significant cognitive struggles reported by individuals with lower incomes and less education. This surge suggests a tangible public health issue, extending beyond the boundaries of survey data or abstract testing anomalies. This graph illustrates the Flynn Effect, a century-long phenomenon where average IQ test performance rose by roughly 3 points every decade. This rise was driven by the global expansion of formal schooling, which standardized how children learn to process information. Better childhood nutrition and a lower burden of infectious diseases provided the biological foundation for these cognitive gains. As the world industrialized, everyday life began to reward the same abstract and symbolic problem-solving skills found on standardized tests. Intelligence tests essentially measure how well a population has tuned itself to the specific cognitive demands of its era. In high-income nations, the trend plateaus after the mid-1970s, entering a steady decline. WASTE-5 data shows processing speed and fluid reasoning remain stable, but crystallized knowledge like vocabulary and working memory, essential for arithmetic, are dropping sharply. Researchers noted that younger siblings are consistently scoring lower than their older siblings, indicating that environmental factors are driving the shift rather than genetics. Standardized scores indicate targeted cognitive decay in memory and acquired knowledge, even as other mental faculties hold steady. This shift coincides with an educational transition away from rote memorization in favor of learning how to learn. This shift was accelerated by cognitive offloading, where we outsource factual memory to search engines and smartphones instead of storing it internally. Modern media also plays a role. The human brain is not wired to build deep understanding or long-term focus from rapid, short-form video clips. There is ongoing debate about whether these trends represent a true loss of processing power or a change in what information we consider relevant to store. The cumulative evidence suggests our digital environments are underworking the specific cognitive skills traditional intelligence tests rely on. Because neural pathways are shaped by use, stopping the practice of deep reading and memorization causes those specific mental connections to weaken and atrophy. These biological changes have been compounded by recent schooling disruptions and an increased reliance on digital learning tools, impacting students' attention spans and working memory. Outsourcing complex thought to generative AI may further prevent individuals from building the internal knowledge structures required for independent reasoning. The current score reversal suggests we are losing the specific skills we no longer practice. These trends represent more than just numbers. They reflect young adults struggling with focus and cognitive stability in an increasingly complex and unequal world. Ultimately, we may be seeing a shift in the cognitive skills our environment rewards, rather than a universal decline in intelligence. What do you think is changing the way our generation thinks?